What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new screenshots that came out for Final Fantasy VII Remake, showing off some never before seen footage in screenshot form, and also some new concept art that they showed us, recreating the images that we remember from the original game. So I want to take a look at them with you guys. We'll be zooming in, looking at the details, and kind of just really appreciating and enjoying the content that they have given us, especially of the most handsome man in all of the Final Fantasy VII universe, Sephiroth. So let's take a look at him, and as you can see him on the screen, he's glorious, of course. And let's take a look at the detail, the finer details of him. Unfortunately, these aren't 4K resolution photos, so we're losing some of the detail when we zoom in, but he looks good. He looks intimidating. He looks like somebody you want to be, fearing and not wanting to come across. But of course, we will be seeing him quite a bit, I'm sure. And as you can see, and Soldier First Class actually pointed this one out in one of his earlier videos, he has materia in his belt. So that's really interesting to see, and I do wonder, will we end up fighting him? I know I said in one of my older videos that I didn't think that would happen, but I could be wrong, because, why else would they show materia in his belt? Then again, it could be a design thing. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. And as you can see, this is President Shinra's office, I want to say. Sephiroth, this is just a higher res photo of the one trailer we got. I want to say it was State of Play. And my goodness, his eyes are gorgeous. Look at that. Just the detail in the face. Everything about this image looks amazing. I'm happy with it. I love it. Not much more to say about it, especially because, we've seen this image before. This isn't something brand new to us, but it is a higher resolution photo. Looks great. Love it. Next one. President Shinra. Look at this man. You just know this guy's up to no good. Like, you see the mustache, you see the eyebrows, you see the grin on his face, or is it a grimace? I don't know, but he looks pissed, and this guy looks like somebody who you want to kill in the end of the game. Looks great. I'm happy with the design around it. Like, definitely fantastic. This is how I would have imagined he would have looked like in 2020, I guess, since it'll be coming out next year. Heidegger. Look at this badass. So he's got a scar on his face, and I do wonder if we hear some sort of story about that, like how he came to get this scar on his face. And this is one of those guys you're gonna want to kill too. Honestly, I always hated him. In the original Final Fantasy, God, he pissed me off so much. You just wanted to kill him. Definitely looks good. I always imagined him to be fat though. I have to say, I remember when playing the original, everything about him spoke, fat. He looked obese, kind of like Palmer, and even President Shinra too. He looked obese as well. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying my perception of the characters when I first saw them. And this is the new soldier, guys. Depends how you want to pronounce his name. Personally, I'm gonna call him Roach. The reason I'm gonna call him Roach is because in Witcher 3, your horse is Roach, and Roach is a badass name. He looks great. I think it'll be nice to see an introduction of new soldiers and really getting an idea of how elite the soldiers were, because we never saw that. We never really got a chance to see how elite these soldiers were. We saw Sephiroth and that was it. And obviously we knew of Zack, but outside of that, we never really got a grasp of how elite these soldiers are and how intimidating they can be. So there's been a bunch of detail about this guy. This guy's, he'll be interesting to see in the story. And I look forward to seeing more about him and hearing more about him and just having a chance to go head to head with this guy. And I don't know if he'll be the final boss anymore, especially with the details of there being more soldiers. Aerith in battle. Looks great. Awesome. There's not much else for me to say about this. I'm not an analysis guy, but it looks great. And she uses projectiles to fight, and I think that was evident before. That's nothing new to us. This is a beautiful screenshot right here. This is absolutely gorgeous. Just seeing her, like, oh god, man. The details, the particle effects. I love particle effects. I'm definitely one of those guys who can really appreciate particle effects, even the most simplest stuff. It's amazing. And another one. Like I said, not much else to say about this for myself. And another screenshot. And I believe this is one of her barrier attacks. Or defense, I should say. It's not really an attack. And the detail on it is great too. Yeah. It's a shame that they don't release them in 4K resolution, considering that the game will be displayed at 4K on the PS4 Pro. And this is the train graveyard. This will be a really interesting section of the game, especially because it was such a small portion. And, you know, I don't think there was much to do there. I mean, aside from the introduction dialogue that you got when you arrived, there was nothing else until you left the graveyard and you got to the pillar. So this will be interesting to see how that goes, and especially because I did read up that they will be having more dialogue options and a lot more happening there, which makes sense. I mean, there's only so much of the game that's involved. And here we have another screenshot of Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa. Look amazing. They look fantastic. And I like the mini-map at the top. Pretty simplified mini-map considering being 2020, but I guess there's really no point in having super complex ones. Like, there's really no benefit out of that. Sometimes it just slows down the game, and Cloud having 2 materia slots on his sword, which look great. And it's nice that they kind of go out on their own and interact with things, and you don't have to have them go inside Cloud like they used to. And here you have them both with Cloud working at the train. And this is a really nice image as well. And Cloud serious as always. He's just always so serious. And this is Aerith petting a ghost. Wow. Well, I imagine maybe there's like a side quest there that involves talking to one. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, considering we're going to see a lot more side quests, especially because they got to fill it with side quests, this will definitely be a part of it. And I could see this being one of those things. I do like the texture on the ghost. It's like almost, well, it's cloth-like, of course. Yeah, we have Shiva here and basically doing one of her attacks. And, you know, I think this is one of our best looks at Shiva, actually, which is great. And another look at Shiva. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful screenshots. Very happy with them. We have the front entrance to the Shinra headquarters, which is, I believe, 70 floors. 70, guys. 70. That is unreal. I do wonder if we're going to get to explore all 70. I think, considering the game takes place in Midgar alone, it's very likely that we will end up exploring majority of the floors. If not all 70, most of them, I want to say. And here's Cloud in the front entrance, like a badass. Always looking so badass. Now, the one thing I want to point out is there are no NPCs around. And I'm wondering, is this just for the sake of the screenshot, or is this something that we're going to see? I'd like to think there are going to be NPCs, and they're, you know, probably going to be soldiers roaming around as well, trying to stop you. But yeah, I don't think it'll all be empty like that. That would be out of the ordinary, to say the least. And this looks like the showroom. And I remember this is where you get the 1 key card and you talk with that guy, and he says, hey, are you the maintenance guy, right? Because you're there to fix the door. This is basically that floor, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see, there's actually one NPC, actually quite a few. There's one there, and one there. Let's see if we can zoom in on here and still get that detail. Yeah, so we got this one guy over here. Looks like he's reading a book. These 2 over here. You got the cafeteria over there. Actually, somebody at the till as well. And there's a couple people behind the glass there. Well, actually, this place is littered with NPCs. That's great. And then Heidegger, we already talked about this guy. President Shinra, Roach, Sephiroth looking fantastic. I can't wait to see this guy in action, man. It's gonna be great, especially if we see him in a little bit of combat. That would be perfect. The legendary photo of Sephiroth, and this takes place in Nibelheim when he walks away after burning Cloud's village and killing every single person there. That is insane. Looks amazing though. Absolutely phenomenal piece of artwork. I love the way the hair is done. Fantastic. Could not ask for a better image or a recreation of this. Very good render of Shiva. And it looks like they're just showing us more and more summons as we head up to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Looking great. Now this is one of my favorite images in this entire batch. This is Tifa on the water tower in Nibelheim. And this is a first look at Nibelheim for us. It's an incredible image. It looks great. I love that they capture the mountains. You know, they got the windmill. You even see the top of the houses. I think that over there is Cloud's house. Could be wrong, but hey, could be this one too, depending on the perspective that she's looking. But it's a great image of Tifa and also of the village from this view. Beautiful sky as well. Like, these reimaginings, I want to say, or recreations of the original artwork are phenomenal, and I absolutely love them. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the actual game and where they go with it, because it was a very small village. Will they expand upon it, or will it stay about the same size? Regardless, I am super excited to see what they do with it, because there's so much in this game that can be extracted and expanded upon. I can't wait to see what they do. So that is all the content that we got in terms of screenshots and images, and honestly, it's all looking really good. I'm so excited to see what else they will reveal about Final Fantasy VII Remake. The biggest thing for me is I don't want them to reveal too much. I want to be surprised still. Even though it is a remake, there's a lot of stuff that they're adding, and I don't want everything to be spoiled through trailers and through screenshots and all that. But I do think they're doing a great job in regards to that, because if you think about the trailers, it's all taking place pretty much in the first hour of the game for the most part. And I'm okay with that, because I don't want to see anything outside of that will spoil too much. Now, Red 13 is the exception to the rule, because he is one of the main characters, and I would love to see what he looks like. But I guess we'll see what happens with that, if they even do bother showing him. And we'll see what Jump Fest holds for us. But I do think that Jump Fest, after all this content being shown, is going to be the Shinra show. If they show anything, it's going to just be about Shinra and their soldiers and their members, and maybe, who knows, maybe at the end we get a glimpse of Red 13, but I'm not too confident about that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these screenshots. As always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get alerted about any of my videos that I put up. Follow me on Twitter, link is in the description. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.